Hey guys, Dr. P checking in. I don't know if I'm going to start off by saying I have to call some people out, but, I have to establish an important theme here. And as we are approaching Great Lent, I see more and more and more examples online of, let's just say, people basically saying that when we say prayer and fasting needs to be increased for Great Lent, the real spirit of Great Lent is to be humble and to forgive and find repentance. And these are true statements. But then they dismiss and minimize the fasting aspect. And this is such convenient, frankly speaking, laziness. It really is. And it's robbing us of the healing of both soul and body of these traditions. And it's really frustrating because behind this seemingly empathic, sort of hyper intelligent, let me show you the true spirit of what Great Lent's all about, is really like a convenient laziness. It's so convenient to say, hey, you know what, the real spirit of Great Lent is to be humble and repentant. Something that's very difficult to measure, something that's very difficult to, constructively incorporate in a real way, but it's very easy to know if you're fasting or not. And by the way, we can stop pretending to be so tribal and primitive, by limiting food. They're really missing it. First of all, it's through fasting that we are then better able to do prayer and find repentance and be humble. As I said before, it is a very visceral experience to be hungry, to limit what you eat and when you eat. This is really life-changing, and I've mentioned many times about the facts and the proof that our center is very much oriented around, our bellies, so to speak, or our enteric nervous system. Don't have enough time to go into it all right now. But, it's such a missed opportunity not to take fasting seriously, and before you even start the race, already cutting the legs from underneath you. Let me make an analogy. Imagine that I'm telling people, you know what? The spirit of having a meal for another person is not about the food or the comfort. It's actually about hospitality. So forget trying to offer something tasty and enjoyable and comforting to your guest. Like, what does that look like? Okay, so the spirit of hospitality then is what? Me just kind of putting on a smile, putting my friend in a cold room, not feeding them, not making sure that their comfort is taken care of? That's not hospitality. What's hospitality then? And it's just frustrating to me. Again, it's the same idea. The spirit of Great Lent is to be repentant and humble and forgiving, and forget the fasting. Guys, we are robbing ourselves of Pascha, of Easter. I'm telling you, in as little as 40 days of doing fasting, Christian fasting right, we can literally ensure that our loved ones are actually there to participate. And it's a confusing thing to bury a loved one on Holy Week or during, the resurrection weekend. So take it seriously. By all means, be humble and repentant and understand the bigger theme. But don't let that justify convenient neglect to be able to house down your favorite steak and fast food items for the next 48 days. What does a society look like already that understands everything so clearly, the spirit of all things, but doesn't do anything? It looks like where we are already, with a country that's physically and spiritually dying inside. So anyway, I just feel like it was important to clarify. So guys, let's take it seriously. You might fail here and there, you might miss the mark, but just keep going. And through those activities, you will better be able to pray and to forgive and find humility. I guarantee it.